That's not happening.
You can call me a foolish man. It's just another fish in the
Honk.
but I'm driving
Honk.
to the fog.
No.
That's got me along, and I'll be right there by your side. Keep it along. I don't know where I'm going. I only know that
Oh, God! Dear Jesus! God, I piss so bad!
Oh, honk. Honk.
God, are we there yet? 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 Are we there
And
yet?
then we get to the wonderful bump mapping era, where everybody is like, yeah, bump mapping. Is it black and white, or is it multiple variety of colors? Okay, then.
Wink, wink. Sam's like, turn down the music. And we're like, what? He's like, I got a phone call and my phone's dead. So the conversation went from, fuck, Kelly, you're fucking making us late, to, damn it, Sam, you need to get a real phone.
All right, cool. Bye. You too. Bye.
So was that?
Guy was calling up to see if we're at the show floor yet.
Who was it?
The guy.
It was Irving, I believe.
That was Irving.
Yeah.
Was it Irving? You didn't even get a name?
It's
You
gotta
didn't even know who was calling you?
be. It was Irving.
Fuck, I told you people! That's why we're not supposed to be late.
Oh, fuck that.
Ever. That's how we miss out on important shit. Oh, gonna take 45 minutes longer than usual.
No, nobody knew what time he's control.
Doesn't matter, we'd already be there.
So everybody turned away from me for a second until Cody got the phone call, and Cody's like, and then we could have got an interview with Adam Sessler.
For many gamers around the world, the Electronic Entertainment Expo, or E3, is the single most important gaming industry event of the year. In the early days, well, the mid-90s anyway, game developers toiled away for months and years at a time to produce their titles, but at no point had an effective large format to show off their wares. Even larger game publishers pitched tarps in the parking lots of other larger conventions, such as the International Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, or the European Computer Trade Show in London. In the pandemonious wake of violent video games such as Doom and Mortal Kombat, and the subsequent creation of the ESRB rating system, the Entertainment Software Association hosted the first Electronic Entertainment Expo, or E3, in the spring of 1995. Hosting 45,000 attendees from retail, the industry, and press worldwide, gaming finally had a massive stage all its own to present its products to the world. The show was a smash, and over the next decade, attendance climbed to nearly 70,000, but to its own detriment. The exhibition areas were crammed, and publishers spent millions erecting massive booths for the show. The ESA responded by tightening the leash on attendance, and then really tightening the leash on attendance, which worked against the gaming industry as no one paid attention to the much smaller show. This year, however, is a compromise between the two extremes. Those attending E3 have elevated status, and for very good reason. Not just anyone can attend the show. This is the story of four filmmakers from the American Midwest and their journey to the mecca of all things gaming.
I'm gonna die. That's a pit bull.
She looks relatively docile.
I don't know, man. She's looking at my jugular.
That was a pretty big hassle getting all the promotional stuff together and preparing for the trip. We had to get some equipment. We had to get batteries because we were balling on a budget.
We're sitting there preparing like not just for the trip, but also for the documentary, getting all the design in place, getting a website in place, getting a trailer in place, figuring out all these production workflows, and figuring out how we're actually going to pull it off.
Preparing for E3, well, for me, it's easy to prepare for anything because I prepare probably a little too soon.
Well, preparations, I'm pretty sure, took place, months in advance. I mean, I wasn't necessarily a part of that, but considering all the equipment that we had to put together, all the necessities, making sure that we had a legitimate thing rolling before we could actually even attend.
So what was your first one? It was 2000, right?
2001. So this is, but that one was the first one we went to, and we had no idea what we were doing. We didn't have appointments. Nobody knew who we were. We just showed up with our T-shirts and walked around to the booths, handed out business cards, and basically let people know who we were. And it was a little bit harder years and years ago before the wireless internet caught on, and you would come to the show here, and we'd have to type things up, go back to the hotel, plug into the internet at the hotel, then upload. So even then it was a little bit slower turnaround, but now, Wi-Fi's everywhere. We're sitting in the conferences, typing things, blogging things while the conferences are going on. So, it's really more about bringing everybody who can't come here through their monitors.
The ESA opened registration for E3 in February. Attendees must produce 2 proofs of employment with a company that is related to the gaming industry, including but not limited to pay stubs, tax licenses, and business cards. Attending as Terran Media, our 4 journeymen have produced such masterworks as
I got that card, son of a bitch!
They'll make a film out of it, starring Ashton Kutcher.
God, dude. MTV, Ashton Kutcher.
Wow.
Well, at least my Xbox has a 10 megabyte frame buffer to tile data to.
Dude, I had Ratchet and Uncharted.
Those games sold like crap. I thought this was about to sell. Okay, we need to ditch this truck and hightail it to Mexico.
I don't understand. You killed my wife? You took me hostage? You want to extract codes from my brain just to access the secret laboratory? Who are you?
Who am I? I'm Mega Man.
I grew up a military brat. My parents wouldn't let us play with their television and that, so they had these 2 Game Boys they had bought. The first game I ever beat was Wheel of Fortune for the Game Boy. That was basically all we had early on. I would used to sit there and watch my dad. I'd be like the co-pilot, and he would play games like TIE Fighter, X-Wing, Master of Orion. Our parents bought us a Super Nintendo, and that was the first console we had because we'd always have to go to friends' houses to play consoles. Like Kelly always had some video game console.
Military brat my whole life. I grew up in many places. I was born in Incirlik, Turkey at the Air Force Base there. Moved to Arizona, and from there moved to Nebraska. I know Nick through elementary school. We both went to the same elementary school, Bel Air Elementary School in Bellevue, Nebraska.
I know Kelly. My dad and Kelly's dad worked in the same shop.
So I've known Nick since '93.
Kelly and I used to play SimCity 2000 until like 2 or 3 in the morning, and my mom would come out and be like, "You guys need to go to bed and stop playing SimCity."
I've been into gaming really my whole life. I mean, from the Nintendo and playing Zelda and GoldenEye is one of my favorite games. Playing that back on Nintendo 64. Then StarCraft on PC is just an awesome game. I still play that to this day.
My childhood. Let's see. Where do I begin? I was born, and then I got a Nintendo, and that was pretty much it. I got into gaming. My brother actually bought me my first Nintendo, like the actual Nintendo, the big Christmas that it came out. What was the big Christmas that I got it anyway? I remember unwrapping the paper and screaming at the top of my lungs, and then not being able to play it until the next morning. So everybody got their hand in playing the Nintendo before I did because it was past my bedtime. I was so angry. I've known Nick for, oh man.
I met Sam through a mutual friend. When I just moved out to Colorado, and I didn't know anyone. And Sam was just going, Sam.
I'm more of the MMO kind of people. So as long as it's a good game, I'm cool with it.
I am from Nelson, Nebraska. It's a very, very small town of no more than about 500 people. It's mostly farmers, very peaceful, very quiet, nothing very exciting.
Cody I've known since college.
I was going to college over at the AIC with Nick.
We've always been able to have these like really nerdy discussions about shader models and game engines and stuff like that.
My parents got me like the first Nintendo. Finally, we got like a Hewlett-Packard PC, and I got this game called the German Project, which really started getting me, you know, hooked on gaming. Favorite game of all time is Deus Ex. But it's, I mean, most of the games that I tend to play stem within the realm of like stealth shooters. I like to stick to like RPGs and that sort of thing.
Growing up, it was the late 90s, and the only print magazine I used to read was PC Gamer. Like, it was sort of a ritualistic thing. It was like, PC Gamer's out, gotta go get it. And there would always be the May, the June issue where they'd always have previews of like 150, 160 games at once. It's like, whoa, you know, that's really weird. What is this thing? And it turns out it was this thing called E3. And when you sit and look at all the footage, there was never a perspective from people from, you know, just nowhere, you know, average gamers going to E3, experiencing E3. And so it was high school. Like, that became one of my life goals. I am going to go to E3.
First time going out there, though. 6 hours of just absolute nothing before you even get to see, like, mountains is depressing on a level you can't imagine.
I really want to go to E3 for the experience. I mean, it just seems like the place to be if you love anything about games. Even if you don't love games like passionately, you're a casual gamer, it's just the place to go to, you know, for the experience and all that stuff. So I just wanted to taste that, you know, just a little bit of a taste, and that made me want to go.
I wanted to go to E3 because video games are a huge part of my life, but also I've never been to LA. I love to travel, and I get the opportunity to travel with my friends. Yeah. So this is our amazing command center.
Dun 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 dun. It's like on a break you camera.
Spending money.
Well, it's only $320 for the hotel.
$200 spending.
$320 for the hotel. Receiving this the badge this year was kind of a like slightly intense. And they said that they were starting to kick him out starting May 1. And so for the first week, you know, we didn't see anything. And Sam was all wigging out. It's like, where's the badge? Where's the badge? I'm like, stop worrying about the badge. The badge will come. You know, the badge will come eventually. And it eventually did.
Okay, so what do we have here? Why, it looks like a badge. Does it look like a badge? I'm a badge. Alright, let's open it up.
So, just got my E3 badge in the mail. And I'm gonna open it now.
And that's it. Let's see what this last one is.
Let's see here. Oh, paper badges this year. That's something.
That's weird. They're using paper now.
This cheesy ass paper
used to be plastic.
It may not have been as exciting as the first time, but it was definitely, you know, it was still exciting nonetheless.
Receiving my badge this year was pretty boring, actually. Back in 2004, whenever I got my first badge, even though I didn't go there, it was a nice, you know, credit card thick badge. I mean, it was really really cool. So we wanted to film a time lapse of the actual road trip. So we kind of brainstormed some ideas on how to mount a camera in my truck. What we did was mounted a bar across the driver and passenger seat, and then mounted the camera on top of that so we can film the trip.
The Chariot is a 2007 GMC Yukon Denali XL, formerly owned by a Denver Bronco. The journey runs 2,286 miles and covers 6 states. The route to LA departs from Colorado Springs and winds past Denver through the Rocky Mountains and further through western Colorado and Utah. A switch to I-15 brings the crew through southern Utah, a mountainous sliver of Arizona, and within pitching distance of the famed Las Vegas Strip before snaking off into the California desert and the Los Angeles metropolitan area. The return route sends the crew east to Arizona on their way to Phoenix to visit Nick's parents, then through the expansive deserts of Arizona and New Mexico, which bring them through Albuquerque on their way north back home. The trip will take 1 week, with a day and a half in transit each way. Then the expo will take place over the middle 3 days.
So here I am, about 30 minutes into my trip, to get out to Colorado Springs to visit my friend Nick. It'll be a 7-hour drive, so it's going to be interesting.
Well, who's here?
What up, Holmes?
What is up, G? G-Funk?
G-Funkinello. Fuckarooski.
So did you find it okay?
I got turned around a couple places. But,
Really?
you know, I use MapQuest.
Oh, instead of Google Maps?
So the first night we were all together, and I knew all these guys, and they'd met each other briefly when we were shooting achievements. But when you're in a group like that, you're not really sure until everyone's together how the chemistry will work. Because in previous years we've had issues with certain people. When we had all 4 people together, and everyone was getting along and just riffing off each other, and that was really fun.
I'm gonna say 5 or 6 months.
All right, we're going out to the Wally World.
The Wobble World. Let's do this. Welcome to Spring Beach! Whatever.
By Jove! My name is Sam, and I am a complete awesome person. I never say cursing, ever.
Motherfucking Ghost Hunters, baby! Woo! I'm sorry, I watched that fucking show too much.
Hi, Mom. He didn't say the F word.
So here we are.
Dun 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 dun!
Dun dun dun!
This is our first excursion. We're not actually on the road.
Sounds evil.
We are actually on the
We are actually on the
But
road.
not on the
we are
road
not
road.
on a sidewalk like we usually are.
For those of you who think breaking traffic laws are bad, no. I will find you, I will hit you on the nose with a stick, and I will teach you a lesson. Now, back to reckless driving.
Dun dun dun! Featuring Kelly. That's the world of tires.
Tire world. Dun, 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 dun,
Tire world! Low prices.
Oh, there's people out there. They're gonna rape us.
We decided, like we usually do on every E3 trip, was to pick up enough junk food to kill a whale and devour at least a quarter of it during our expedition to LA.
So we went to the Wally World, got a ton of stuff.
No, I don't use fucking Twitter. No.
I know.
Never.
That's a problem.
That's a problem.
I just signed up. Apparently, it's something that's catching on.
Yeah, with all the Twitty
thing to Spy Mask?
Cody's over here. How you doing, Cody?
Psyched.
Psyched? Really?
Yeah. That's totally.
We were trying to keep a schedule so we can, arrive in LA at a decent time, get our badges, and explore the town a little bit. But let's go ahead and blame it on me. I was just a little late, trying to gather everything up at the last minute like I usually do, just because that's a cool way to prepare, just last minute with your own stuff.
It's like, all right, the stuff's already over in the stairwell. Just push it out. We're done. And then we can go over to Sam's and grab him.
This is the crossbar. That's the camera going on the crossbar. This is the man trying to install the camera that'll go on the crossbar.
It was a huge SUV, so we didn't really have to worry too much about space, believe it or not.
Kelly, how you feeling? We're about to leave.
How you feeling about going to E3 the first time in 4 years?
It's like, yeah. It's totally like, yeah.
Nice.
days waiting for this to happen.
I don't need any sleep.
Bouncing off the walls.
So Sam had this cooler, and so I was expecting this cooler because he was telling us it's full of ice. It's going to be just massive gobs of ice in this cooler.
Kelly, what do you think about the whole Rosemary giving us the ice cooler idea?
Oh yeah. I mentioned it to him, but she actually crushed ice and shit.
Yeah, it's good. It's a very good cooler.
Really? How many 6-packs could you throw in there?
A good number.
So we get to his house, and he's bringing out this cooler, and I'm like, all right, hold on. Let's go ahead and get everything. We've got all the drinks that are warm and everything like that. Let's load up the cooler first. And I go to help him pick it up, and it's light. And I was like, yo, why is this cooler so light? And he's like, what do you mean? And I was like, where's the ice? He's like, it's in here. And inside there was 2 Ziploc bags full of ice cubes from the refrigerator. I mean, it was like, where you stick the bag underneath and it dispenses the ice. It was bags, Ziploc bags full of that.
Very fragile cargo in here.
Kelly struck with it for such a spacious vehicle. We packed it with so much crap. So I'd have a laptop permanently attached to my lap. We still had some breathing room, thankfully, but every time I'd have to get in and out of the vehicle, I was constantly shoving a laptop aside, moving some cables around.
From my recollection, we had some trouble getting the navigational system on the truck to work.
Picking up Sam was fun because that was about the point where we decided that I knew the way, but I didn't really know the way.
We had to rely on Nick's excellent and perfect navigational skills until we could finally get that stupid piece of equipment working again.
Whenever we left, I was kind of just leaving everything up to Nick, assuming he knew where we were going. After we left Sam's house, we were just kind of I was like, all right, so Nick, you know where to go? Yeah, okay, just go ahead and, hit 25, go to Denver. And where at from there? The 6th. And I was like, okay.
We are leaving the crap out of this town right now. What city should we hit after we hit Denver, Nick?
We don't know where we're going. It's like, you know what? This is not working out. And I was like, we need to type in the address for the hotel and just use my GPS.
I sit here and I look at the mountains, and you don't realize just how big those mountains are until you actually drive through them or hike down them. And yeah, they're pretty big.
I want to live right up there.
We're literally bending over backwards.
Yeah, it is just absolutely huge. Here we go, about to enter the tunnel. Oh yeah!
Another tunnel?
Yeah.
We're in the Eisenhower Tunnel. That's super fun. Back with Kelly Cam. I got 2 cameras on me. That's what I'm talking about.
Eisenhower Tunnel was really cool, and that's always kind of the highlight for me personally of driving through the Rockies. And when you see the fact that humans drilled this massive hole through this huge chunk of mountain, and that the weather is different on both sides of the tunnel, you start thinking like, wow, this is really kind of trippy. And tunnels are really cool anyway. making our first stop in Green River, Utah. Aw, yeah. Last service for 110 miles.
Oh, out of order. Oh, snap.
Damn, really?
This is the second pump.
Is that one good?
That one's good.
Okay.
You're not gonna Yui in that. Yeah, you're gonna have to. You got a light bulb around. So how you guys doing?
1,500 milligrams of B12.
I just
Only 25,000% of your daily intake. Have you drinking spike before?
I try to
I
kind of
got
stay
some
away
VA
from the
juice.
sport drinks.
This isn't sport. Look at
So I have more of a natural energy
B12.
instead of the shit that gives you
It's
a
more
heart
than
attack.
Red Bull or anything.
Right.
Never exceed 1 can daily. Whoops.
All right, we're about to pick up.
Guy number 2.
About to pick up.
So, what? Last we left off on Rurouni Kenshin, some dude committed seppuku, and that was pretty cool, I guess.
Really don't remember driving through Utah at night. It was just because it was dark and the roads all look the same when you're driving. And then the roads suck ass. And when you have rims and you have a tight suspension and you feel every fucking bump, it is not fun. Really, I think I pissed everybody off because I'm like the only one that listens to freaking rap music. And so I blasted that a lot.
I'm not a big rap fan on any real level.
The driver's preference of music was very repetitive and droll. I mean, there's only so many times you can hear the same repetitive drum beats or people talking about how they are players. They would play the same, 3 dozen songs or something. And most of the choruses composed of like 2 to 4 words. One song, 3 choruses, you figure your I'm awesome about 36 times. And then you'd have to listen to this song like 3 times each way, and then every song's like it.
And then I'd get into a nice slow groove, and I'd be pumping R&B, and it was like chicka chicka bang, it was like what?
This is Utah somewhere. Vending machines. There's Sam.
Don't ever drink like 6 Gatorades in a row when you're on a long ass road trip.
Really? Going to the mysterious room.
The man's room.
This you just pull right there? Mm-hmm. And that's the camera inside. This is our secret laboratory. Aw, damn it, it's the moth alert.
It's a carnivorous earwig. It's gonna kill us all.
Did you guys see Star Trek 2? It's the same thing. Goodbye, Utah. Rest stop. Stopping Mesquite, it was like this sleazy little casino town. Like this is the first example of what Nevada's like.
We drive in there and you just see the casinos. They're just like bam, lights everywhere, and we got gas, and Sam was freaking out, thinking we were about to get sliced open.
So as soon as we pulled up to this gas station, and we saw those casinos for the first time, me and Cody got out and we were like, where the hell are we? Because we saw all of these people at night, like driving around looking at us, just like, hey, look at the gringos over there, Like, check it out. Let's go slit their throats.
Current location is unknown. We might die.
Rose said that we would be at LA at around 3 a.m.
No, that was the way
I
back.
think I have the copy.
No, you don't. Sam, I doubt you'll find the information you're looking for. And the information you're looking for is probably incorrect.
It's fake.
That's because you wrote it.
No, it's because you know it right.
8:30 a.m. Arrive in Las Vegas.
There you go.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that's the opposite of Los Angeles.
Yeah.
They had freaking slot machines in the gas station, which I thought was pretty crazy. Hey, how long to Vegas? Oh, fucking 200 miles. That's bullshit.
I know these kids were getting excited. Kelly and Sam were getting excited because this was their first time, and I was trying to like ramp it up for them.
I was getting, excited and nervous and anxious all at the same time, and just to be able to go through it, just to see it, for the first time, because I had never been to Vegas.
So as we started to climb up the hill, I knew there was a point where you'd start to see the blanket of lights that was Vegas, and as soon as we did, they revealed, and it's like, whoa, it looked like the Death Star, like the surface of it at night.
And right as soon as we drove in, we saw an advertisement for guns. It's like, please buy our guns. You're going to need this to be protected.
I was getting extremely tired, and Nick sitting there saying, hey, we'll be able to see, the glow of the city. And I was like, oh, yeah, expecting that. And then I got the vision in my mind of what Vegas looks like from the movies, all the bright lights and, flashy casinos and everything like that. So I'm like, yeah, this is going to be awesome.
Driving along the strip was actually a pretty cool experience, even the second time doing so.
The last time we went through Vegas, my passengers, because I was driving, they were pointing out all the names of the casinos as if they knew what they were. I thought, wow, these guys are really smart. But as it turns out, the names are on the side, and it's like, you cheaters.
So going through Vegas and leaving Vegas was all like a blur to me. The roads were all under construction, or the road that we were on at least. And we drove by the strip. And so I was trying to look out the road, the window to see all the casinos and everything like that, but I'm just sitting there freaking out with cars going past because I'm going slow, because I'm lollygagging, I'm all trying to sightsee, do my little touristy thing, and try to stay awake at the same time and stay on the road at the same time.
To leave Vegas, I was still really tired, so I didn't give a shit. It was just like, just get us to LA, please.
Here we are in California. They have very fancy rest areas.
To be honest, I have never seen more elaborate rest stops in my life.
Usually you stop at a rest stop and you're lucky if there's not piss on the floor.
They had a roof over everything, and it was very elaborate, and they had all these little displays for gardens and stuff.
This place was pretty crazy. The place is super clean, and I mean, it was just a great place to take a piss.
And along the walls were tiles like saving the whales and saving how to preserve the giraffes and other nonsensical things.
It is 4:30 in the morning, and we're all pretty tired.
There was no doubt in my mind why the state was broke.
No, I mean, it was interesting because Nick was like, hey, once we get to California, there's going to be this fucking stop place and they're going to check you for fruit. And I was like, what? We come up to it and I was like, what the hell is this again? And he's like, they check to see if you have like fruit that you're smuggling into the country of California. So I was like, all right, so how does this work? And Nick was like, well, you usually just drive through, they just wave you through. And I was like, that's a very good deterrent, to make sure that nobody's smuggling fruit into this country. We get up there, I slow down, and the guy's just like, And so I was like, Tropicana, bitch!
I started feeling fatigued. It was about the time that we stopped at the rest stop. I was starting to get frustrated. I was also starting to get a little bit queasy because it was really starting to get hot in there. And I wasn't about to throw up, but it's like, you know what? I'm feeling sort of nasty. I'm just going to like pass out. I'm going to take a nap right now. So I was in and out throughout the entire, basically the rest of the trip.
So once we finally got into LA, it was pretty dreary, actually. It was mid-morning. It was pretty much foggy out. There's just constant slow-moving traffic, and I'm pretty sure a lot of us just couldn't take it anymore.
All of a sudden we get into San Bernardino, and it's just like fog, and then it's just fucking traffic. I was just sitting there freaking out. Everybody going beep 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 beep.
Oh my god. Thanks for bringing back the nightmares.
So after San Bernardino, we get to LA traffic out on the highway, and that was really interesting. It was like interesting as in we didn't move.
By the time we hit LA, we were all so tired, we didn't care anymore. Kelly's just sitting there through traffic, and it's like all of a sudden the world stopped.
And I'm looking at Kelly, and he's like melting, and his hat's off, and he's like sort of just hunched over, and I don't know how he's doing it, but it's not me, so it doesn't really matter. But I'm looking over at the side of the road, and I'm checking out like there's a 7-Eleven or something. It's like maybe we could pull in there and like fall asleep in the parking lot.
This is LA traffic, baby.
This is bullshit. This is bullshit. Let me emphasize. This is complete bullshit.
Yeah, I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about.
And Nick kind of woke up, and I was like, dude, we just passed the Staples Center. He was like, what the fuck? And I was like, dude, we just passed it. And he's like, fuck it. And I was like, so we're just gonna go to the hotel? Fuck yeah, we're going to the hotel.
And the traffic continues to not end. It's still, look, that's a good street.
Oh my god, what the fuck is up with that fucking green arrow? That shit was enough for one car.
That was like a second. We've been up for like 18 hours.
Hey, what's going on?
What?
Fine, we're in Beverly Hills right now trying to find a hotel. I see. Good Ferrari and Maserati dealership. Holy shit.
Damn. Right now.
I don't remember any of the streets in Beverly Hills Cop, dude. The Flash. The Flash of Fallen Angels.
You just crashed right through the front.
You have arrived at your destination. Your route guidance is now finished.
And the original plan was that we were going to stop at the convention center first, and we were going to pick up our badge holders. Then we were going to stop at the hotel.
We arrived at the hotel about 9 o'clock in the morning, and it was great because we just finally just stopped. We're just like, we're here, you know. Let's fall asleep right here, right now, on the floor, in the truck, wherever. And we get inside there and, you know, greeted, you know, very nicely. Hi, welcome to the Beverly Hilton, you know. My name is something, and I can't remember anymore, and what can I do for you? And I was like, hey, we got a reservation. So they looked us up and saw that we had a reservation, and she's sitting there punching on the thing. It'll be $1,900. And I was like, what?
You got a quote of about, it was like $1,300.
And she said that they tack on an extra $150 a night for amenities. And I was like, what amenities are we gonna do? Nothing. We're not gonna be spending money in a mini bar. So I was like, can we work something out with that? So she was like, yeah, we can do it for only $200 if you're paying in cash right now. So we had to put down a total of $1,500.
They were taking a while. So I'm sitting there in my car and Cody's getting anxious. So he starts walking around. I'm like, well, where are they?
We basically ran out to the truck, and it's like, went up to Cody, it's like, give me all the cash in your wallet. It's like, okay, here you go, full. Sam, give me all the cash in your wallet. Full.
So I just pull out my wallet, and I didn't care at that point. I was like, here's the money.
So we sit there, and we just sit there and double, triple count all this cash that we have. Give it to her, it's like, okay, we got this. Here you go.
As we're leaving, I was like, hey, where's parking at? And she's like, oh, we've got valet parking or self-parking. I was like, cool, how do we do self-parking? She's like, oh, it's $28 a day. And I was like, what? I just wanted to sleep. So we go park, and we got like a parking spot like right in front. And then so we're all walking around, and we're bringing in fucking Walmart plastic shopping bags into this 5-star hotel. And I was like, Nick, no, guys, we can't do this. We can't bring in a Walmart shopping bag into this hotel.
If I looked like a bum at that point, it really didn't matter to me, because all I wanted to do was die. I just wanted to get into the room, boom, die.
And nobody else seemed to have a problem with that except for me.
Alright, this is us in the hotel room, finally.
The room was amazing.
And I did this. I was like, yo, I bet you we've got a 42-inch TV on the wall. Sure enough, we did. I called it.
We pretty much dropped all our crap and pretty much just passed out.
Yeah, I wanted to call you and let you know that we were in Beverly Hills. We are in 90210. We're taking videos, Mom.
I'm gonna put my mom on now. Hey, Mom, how are you doing? You should see the SUV. Kelly has his SUV with the Terran logo, and it looks really official. It'll be okay. Trust me. If there's a parking spot, we'll just run them over. Our SUV's really big. We can do that.
No problem. Bye.
And then there's that guy down there still walking around. No, it's the same dude with the blue shirt just walking around for like hours and hours with his cell phone.
Yeah, he has like blonde tips.
We wanted to go drive down to the LACC just so we had our drive ready and see how long it would take in LA traffic.
Totally get something, some grub.
Get the Terminator in the corner.
What?
I will be back.
Okay, fine then.
Yeah, plenty lunch.
Dinner.
Dinner.
Into the chariot we ride.
I smell marijuana.
So that's what LA police look like.
Post office.
Don't mess with the
Starbucks.
LA police. Oh yeah.
Yeah. And another subway.
And here we are coming up on the convention. There's Mafia 2.
I saw
West Hall lobby. And here is the South Hall lobby. This is the Los Angeles Convention Center. That's the Staples Center.
And the whole way that we were driving there, all I heard was bitch, 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 moan, moan, moan. Where's my food? I'm so hungry. We decided to go to Burger King, and they had a parking lot that you didn't have to pay for, and it wasn't on the street either. And so we go to Burger King, and then we're like, oh yeah, that was awesome grub. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was a funny joke. I wish you'd just shut up now.
Burger King. God, it's so good.
That was a really good burger. I'm glad I ate it.
I love Burger King. It's so much better than dying.
And so we go back to the hotel room, watch TV, freaking pass the fuck out.
The Los Angeles Convention Center is one of the nation's largest. Located downtown, the LACC features nearly 750,000 square feet of exhibition space divided amongst 5 halls. The Kentia, Petrie, and Concourse halls comprise the smaller spaces, while the West and South halls form the anchors and largest exhibition areas. The convention center's iconic glass and metal structures support the lobby areas for the West and South halls. This year, the show utilizes the majority of the South and West halls only, a marked compromise between the shows of old and the shows of new.
Hi there.
Hello.
Getting ready for the first day. Trying to figure out where to put all this stuff on my shirt. So, Mr. President, is there anything you'd like to do before we shoot the movie?
Yes. Die.
Ah, you got me with the light. Oh my God, I am burning.
Are we about to go?
We're about to go. Maybe we are. I don't know. Maybe not.
You know, we're all getting ready, and then we're getting ready to go out the door, and I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa! I haven't brushed my teeth yet. You know, and everybody's like, what the fuck?
I like the lasers. WW lasers. Wow, this is familiar. Heading down to the convention center, doing our thing.
Picking up our badge holders.
Getting some Pop-Tart on.
Are ya?
Yeah, Pop-Tart.
It was decided beforehand that we would be split up into 2 teams. It would be Sam and I, Sam doing the interviews and I capturing the footage. And I'm not even sure what Nick and Kelly were doing. So...
Which one do I want to make it right at?
That's the light.
On that car?
Yeah, I guess so.
I would say so.
You sure?
Yeah.
Right here?
Yeah, let's go. Cash only.
Got it.
I got cash too, so if you need it.
Here we are, trying to park.
This is
that
the
pillar
payment
there. Waiting for the badges. Badge holders, actually.
Almost there.
Waiting for the badges.
Yep. Alright. We pull out the cameras and we're pulling through the lobby and the doors slide open. And, like, there you are. There's the escalators to go up and you have all this massive signage and it's like, you are at E3. It was amazing.
We go inside there and you just walk inside and it's just pretty loud, you know, tons of people everywhere.
It was an overwhelming experience because when you first arrive there, you don't think that gaming is going to be this much of an attraction to people, and then you see how many people show up and how many vendors there are, and this wasn't even one of the bigger E3s. Apparently, there have been bigger E3s before, and it was pretty friggin' big.
Even the third time going, it's like, wow, this is so cool.
And I saw this huge line. I thought we were already in the convention center. I'm already starting to look for stuff, and there's this huge line to actually get into the convention center, which is the actual area.
You just see a sea of people just waiting by the escalators, and you're like, what the heck is going on? And it's because the convention hall didn't actually open. The expo hasn't started yet, so everybody's just waiting because everybody wants to rush up the escalators.
When the doors finally opened, it was pretty much a bum rush into the E3 show floor.
So Nick and I just kind of hung back, and we're just like, let's just fucking wait. And Nick's like, yeah, it sounds like a good fucking idea.
So this is your
6th or 7th? I'm not sure there is such a thing as an average E3 experience. What E3 has is tradition. Everybody goes to E3. E3 is important because it's always been important. We just kind of have an emotional attachment to it more than anything else.
If you're really excited about video games, or all the new consoles, or all the new technology that's coming out to enhance video gaming, I mean, you definitely would want to go to this.
First time. I've been to CES a few times, but never been to E3. We're less interested in trying to report on like the big launches and more interested in just finding whatever weird human oddity is going on in the hall. I'm not actually that much of a gamer. Like anything beyond like first generation NES games, there's just too much shit going on, and I'm just like, I can't keep up.
And we could get a lot more work done if people stop doing documentaries about us. It's like we try and get out there and do blog posts, and everybody they just want a piece of us.
You're just walking around and you just see tons of things. You're just looking around. You're like, holy shit, this is crazy. Like I said, all the flashing lights, the music, the sounds, everything going on is just kind of just pounding you. You're just like, wow.
So the show floor is a little bit different. You have these booths full of associates from different companies trying to promote their products. They have all kinds of free stuff at people's booths that you can network there. You can you can even start careers there. I mean, there's a lot of networking that goes on. Aside from this being a fun event, you can actually get to meet people who've created things. You get to see people break records.
G4 had their stage set up with their booth, and it was pretty cool because I've never really seen like a live production. It just didn't seem like how it was lit that it would look extremely good on TV. And so you're sitting there watching the cameras and all the teleprompters, just seeing how they switch between cameras, everybody walking back and forth. We were walking around, and a guy from one of the booths, Penguin United, they make Wii remotes and everything like that. They're a little indie developer for hardware. They're making guns for the Wii, and they wanted us to check out their stuff. So we did, and Nick got to play with a gun, and I have never played Wii, so I didn't want to embarrass myself.
Okay, so I had this interview planned out with the booth probably a few days prior, so that's why I thought, well, let's start looking for this booth. And I texted them on Twitter, and they kept saying, "Come to the booth. We have a really great interview for you." So I walked up there, and the lady's like, "Oh, the guy's not here yet. So just go ahead and wait for a few more minutes." And I'm like, "Okay, yeah, that sounds fine." And then when we finally got a hold of somebody, it was a person from another country, and he didn't feel comfortable being in front of a camera.
Well, compared to last year's E3, it's fantastic. The fact that all the big players are back again, and we're having some really big announcements from all the parties is incredible. So it's wonderful that E3's back. It's good.
So what brought you to?
What brought me personally to? I have no idea. Can you cut?
So we were like, okay, so where's this person you want us to interview? And the lady's like, well, come back in another day. and we'll get somebody for you. And they never got back to me.
So we decided, it's like we called over the radio. It's like, all right, we're gonna do lunch now. So we went to the cafeteria right outside the South Hall.
They had the Starbucks thing in the center, and I heard horror stories that people were waiting in line for like an hour to get a Starbucks coffee, which is just ridiculous.
You don't have any privacy at all, and you don't have anywhere to sit because everyone has already planned out where they're going to sit 2 hours before you.
But we're at the cafeteria, and we're pulling through the lines, and like the food is outrageously expensive, and the Mountain Dew dispenser didn't work. They didn't have a syrup, so you put your cup in there, and the Mountain Dew is basically like carbonated water with some Mountain Dew coloring in it. It's like, this is ridiculous. You get a small little personal pizza, you get a salad, and you got carbonated water for $21.
You're pretty much playing musical chairs with whoever else is getting food at the time.
We did like 8 circles around the tables, and I was like, dude, what the fuck? People are not getting up. We can see everybody. Nobody's getting up. Why are we sitting there walking around in circles? This is not NASCAR, you know?
He was like the first guy we talked to, or aside from the 2 other, regular people.
So you guys are far more interview friendly than I thought.
It's really been a great thing to see, everybody, the Johnson contest come back, because that's what makes this so great, because Nintendo wants to beat out Sony and Sony wants to beat out Microsoft, and Microsoft says, F you guys. This year, we're doing some appointments and stuff, but for the most part, we come out here, we hang out, and get first impressions of games, because, if people want news, they're going to go to IGN or a GameSpot or whatever. They come to Screw Attack for what we think, and, pretty much honest coverage, so that's kind of what we're here to do. It's people are like, why are you guys here? Well, because we're gamers and people trust what we say, which is the important thing. I say this with no disrespect to the IGNs and the GameSpots and the game trailers, but anybody can do what they do. I mean, they're essentially taking trailers and putting them on the site. Anybody can do that. You're a portal. You take what people give you and you put it on your site. That's cool. But anybody can do that.
That's tall. So, how's everybody's first day of interviews?
Today I wasn't bored.
Yeah, neither was I.
I said the most exciting part of day one was probably the fact that we managed to actually get a business card from the senior publicist of G4, Irving.
We get back to the hotel that afternoon, and Sam was telling us that he talked to one of the publicists at G4, Irving, and Irving had said that he was going to try to get us an interview with Steve Wiebe.
So I was never expecting a call back from him. I thought, all these kids, they just need to see that somebody was willing to do it and then never call back. But he called back, and my jaw dropped to the floor. I didn't expect this G4 person to call me on the phone. And I started talking to him, and he's like, well, what if we could get you an interview with Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb, or one of the staff, just one of the staff. And I went cross-eyed for a second, and I was looking at Nick and Kelly, and I was like, yeah, hell yeah.
So that sort of set up the next day for what we were going to do, is we had to stop by the G4 booth and see what we could get as score as far as interviews.
Yeah, after the first day of shooting, we were sort of looking for a place to go to eat, sort of like a restaurant atmosphere.
I pulled up my trusty iPhone, got Urban Spoon going, and found that there's a little place called Ronnie's Diner, and it was within walking distance. That's what Google Maps said, at least.
Okay, we decided to give up on the walking thing. That's going to be so funny in the documentary.
We are here now, sitting at Ronnie's.
This is one tasty burger.
This is absolutely fantastic.
Get off my burger!
I like pasta. Pasta makes me feel good inside.
Alright then, I guess bar time?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
So I was like, hey, let's go hit up the hotel lobby bar, because Sam had gone there earlier and had a glass of wine and said, oh, it was great, it's awesome, let's go.
So I don't really like the taste of alcohol that much. So I just wanted the girliest thing there, because they always dress it up with a lot more stuff that doesn't really taste like alcohol. So me and my infinite wisdom decided to have a sour apple martini, which is I would find out very quickly it was mostly vodka, and that's like rubbing alcohol with a hint of apple. This is what a fun little drinking party looks like
into the Terran Media party.
Yeah, so that was the last time we visited the lobby bar. So we decided that we're gonna go ahead and try to find a vending machine. So we all meet up again. I was like, "Oh, did you guys find a vending machine?" And they're like, "No." So we get back into our hotel room, call down to the front desk, and they're like, "No, we don't have a vending machine. That's what your mini bar's for."
Yeah, be very careful about what you pick for your minibar. Here we are trying to sample the fine items that they have. For example, retractable Ethernet cable, $20. This is ridiculous. Jack Daniels Tennessee Whiskey, $8.50. Bacardi Rum, $8.50.
It's essentially a ruined planet that still sustains life. Sort of a fantasy sort of story behind it. I will not elaborate because nobody wants to hear that bullshit from my face.
Had to stop by the G4, 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 had to stop by the G4.
Day 2 of E3. And I don't think any of us are awake, but we're gonna do it anyway.
So anyway, the second morning was actually pretty hectic for everybody. I mean, first of all, we got a little more sleep than we should have, and second of all, Kelly thought that his grooming routine should take a full hour.
So we're about to leave, and we're already running like 20 minutes late. So Nick's getting pissed at me, and then Cody's getting pissed at me, and then Sam's just freaking out, like holding his phone, like, should I call? Should I call? Should I call? I'm like, dude, just chill, dude. Shit.
We get in the car, we're on our way, and Sam gets a call back from Irving Durr, but because he's got this little grandma phone for people who don't use phones right, he like misses the call. He doesn't have enough minutes on it, so he calls Cody.
So he ended up calling Cody, saying, "Are you guys here yet? You know, Mr. Adam Sessler is sitting here putting on makeup. We could might be able to get you in here to do an interview before he goes on live." And we're sitting here in traffic going, "Fuck."
All right. Well, my phone's about to die, but hopefully I'd like to give you another phone number. How about that?
So you guys want to be on G4 and be rich? No? Okay. Let's get stuck in traffic.
Sam, there's nothing we can do about this.
I was joking. I was trying to make light of the situation.
Take us and put us on G4.
We get to the convention center. Everyone's like, "Yeah, we're running a little late. Yeah, we're running a little late." It's like, "Yes, we're running late. Let's go." So we finally park. We scramble out, and it's Sam and Cody. It's basically their prerogative to get over to the G4 booth. They're crawling up the stairs, and they stop, and they're waiting for me. It's like, "We're waiting for you guys." I'm like, "No! You will go now. Your lives depend on you being on the G4 booth right now."
We have to leave at 2 o'clock. I don't know how this is going to work.
That means we just got to be quick.
The thing is, Irving doesn't know we have to leave at 2.
Which would have been a great piece of information to tell him while you're on the phone. Whatever.
If they give you like a schedule, like we'll reach back. But if you have to do it then, pop out your microphone, make it happen.
Yeah. But just call us, let us know.
All right.
Just call us, say, hey, it's happening right now. Then we'll come.
It was Universal Studios that we were trying to make it out to, where they were taping the third episode of the Tonight Show with Conan O'Brien. And we were lucky enough to get tickets to be a part of the studio audience, which was, pretty awesome.
E3 won this year, that's for sure. Because we were here.
Exactly.
Oh, that's a play on words.
So, we're trying to figure out the address to Hollywood.
We're out in the parking garage, and we're trying to figure out where the address is. So I'm sitting there looking out on my phone, trying to get the address for the studio. So we finally get like a rough idea, and plug in the address. We found the street that it was on.
Make a slight left turn onto CA 110 North.
Oh, stupid hills. Damn it, people! Los Angeles, why'd you have to build everything in the way?
In front of us.
Yeah, NBC Universal right there.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
But we get up there and we can't figure out for the life of us where parking is. So we would pop into a gate and we'd have to U-turn around, and we'd pop up into the side street and U-turn around. There's no convenient way to navigate that area. And eventually, after 2 or 3 times, we find the right parking garage.
There we go.
Yeah. Hit that metal.
This is not our parking. Maybe? No. This is our parking too.
Please drive slowly.
It was the first one.
This is the wrong one.
We're doing good. Doing good. 7-point turn.
For my big fucking truck.
Luckily, there's no one in line. Woo! This embarrassment will only be saved to cameras forever.
Right.
Anyway, the whole moral of the story is Kelly's big ass SUV is too big.
Compact. It's not gonna work for me.
The ceiling gets closer, I think. We're off to see Conan. So, ciao.
Oh, waiting for Conan. It was very interesting.
You follow these signs for the Tonight Show down about 2 or 3 blocks past a bank and everything. You're in this queue. It's basically like a cattle train.
Waiting for Conan was very somber. We all just kind of stood there. I don't even know how long, but we stood there a long time.
It's like, okay, guys, you need to really get comfortable with each other. You need to push up against each other. You need to go all the way to the front because we're going to get like 350 people in this little bitty queue.
The wait for Conan was probably the least favorite out of all of our experience going to the show. The initial line wasn't in any sort of organized fashion whatsoever, and then we had to wait in line to get into a line to wait again.
And then they finally start to let people in. So we're like, all right, cool. So we get out. Guys like turn off your cell phones, your cameras, MP3 players, any electronic, blah, 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 everything. And he's like, if we see this, we'll have to fill out some paperwork. It's not good. Everything inside here is copyright NBC. And so we're like, all right. And then they tell us to file up single line to walk across the street to go into Conan's studio. And I thought that was a little weird. I felt like I was in first grade again, doing single file line, guys. Everybody stay behind me. Keep up. And so we're walking, it was probably 100 feet to the door. And then you see the metal detectors, and they're like, all right, everybody, stand next to the buddy that you're going to be sitting by so we can get everybody crammed in here.
And we get in there. It's literally 2 turns from the metal detectors, like 10, 15 feet, and you're in the stage.
And you just see everything, all the cameras, where the curtain, where Conan sits, where the band sits, and then all the seating and everything like that. And they, sent us up the seating, and we kind of sat there and waited until the show started.
Did you think it was gorgeous?
It was great, actually. Yes, I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it also.
That studio looks smaller than it.
That's smaller than his old one. Or that's bigger than his old one.
Well, yeah, it's a little bit bigger, but like it felt small. It's a lot smaller than the TV makes it out to be. Never ends. Do these people not know how to use roads? They're supposed to get people places. And the sun is out, as opposed to what it was doing earlier, which was not being out.
But the sky is not as blue as it should be.
Well, it's working on it. Maybe tomorrow. Yeah, limo is
It doesn't look like he's, trying to scramble into the front of us. So.
It's probably Conan.
Get me the fuck out of here.
It's it is like the launching pad here.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, they had the same thing in some of the on ramps and.
Ready?
Where's Nas?
Turn on the murder music. People get out of the way.
Very murderous. As you can see, we are now heading back to Beverly Hills. One can only question why or where we are going to eat. Yes.
Probably the same place we did last time.
Shut up. Soon the feeding will begin. Yes. All of this right now that I'm videotaping is getting cut out of the movie. Or not. Nice. The convicted felon brownie sundae. They warm brownie chunks, served with vanilla ice cream, chocolate syrup.
Up and down at least 3 times.
Can't really see it, but that's like the 15th Bentley that we've seen today. Super fun times.
Look at that.
Awesome footage.
Yeah, ranch. Yum, yum, yum.
Your fry has been ranched.
We look like ghosts in the night.
Yes, until they hit us.
But we went up to the room and we basically chilled. We've already had a full day. We got one last day to go, and we hit the hay.
Whoa, snap! Nice. That's a small spot.
Well, with the third day, we decided we wanted to take it a lot easier. And so it really wasn't so much shooting as just going around and taking in the E3 experience for ourselves.
It was a lot more getting to actually play some of the stuff in E3 and a lot more being able to experience some of the stuff that they had rather than just running right up to people and sticking microphones in their face.
I got a stylus from Nintendo's booth. If you play their
Spirit Tracks?
Spirit Tracks, yeah, you get a free exclusive stylus. It's a clear stylus.
last day, Nick was talking to us about the Listen Up podcast. We had listened to the Listen Up podcast pre E3 show on our way up to LA,
and Nick was all excited about that shit. So we decided to go over there.
Shit's the word I was looking for.
The Listen Up podcast is the only gaming podcast I listen to. It's the only one I've listened to for the past 3 years. So to be able to sit, 10 feet from the guys that had been entertaining me for the past, 3 years, it's like, wow, this is really cool.
But of course, there's really not much to see on a podcast.
But the problem was all the speakers were pointing out.
The Listen Up people were kind of like us, they had a tripod and a camera and a laptop and microphones, and that was really about it. So they're having some technical difficulties getting everything set up.
Being 10 feet from the stage, you couldn't hear the guys at the table, and because the speakers were pointing out, you couldn't hear that either. So you're sitting there watching it, and there's this weird disconnect because you can't hear a thing. So I'm like, well, I'm going to sit here for the rest of it, because this is still slightly entertaining. So we sat through this podcast that couldn't even listen to. I got to finally hear it when I got home. And it was cool. It would have been more cool to hear it when we were there.
Escalators, temporarily stairs. Sorry for the convenience. Alright, Sam, what are your impressions? Day 3.
It's still overwhelming, and I'm still tired.
You are always tired. You're like permanently tired. Kills, what'd you think? Whatever? Man, that's not responsive.
Leaving E3 was very bittersweet because, after a vacation, you have to get back home and do stuff, but it kind of sucked. I liked E3. E3 we had a great time. I had a blast. I can't remember half of the shit I did.
But overall, I think it was sort of a saddening thing because you knew that the event was over, and it would be another year before you could actually go back to try and experience it again.
When the show was done, it was kind of like, well, damn, now I got to go back to home and go back to working, which I don't mind working. It's just not as enjoyable as staying at a nice hotel, not doing anything pretty much.
It's like, wow, it's finally over. It's finally done. And it's like, well, we better enjoy today as best we can because tomorrow's not going to be quite as fun.
Whoa, motherfucker! I will fuck you up.
Look at that. My fish has spirit. Look at him. Look at him go. That's my fish.
We decided to partake of the in-hotel 5-star restaurant that night. And it was, pretty decent food. I was actually more of a fan of RONI'S.
And instead of eating at Circa 55, which was their nice fancy restaurant, we're like, hey, let's go ahead and go to Trader Vic's, which was like the little outdoorsy bar.
We were looking at the menu, and it was like, wow, this is a bit cheaper than the Circa 55 right next to it. Because Circa 55 is asking $35 to $45 a plate. And Trader Vic's was asking $15, $20. So we get downstairs to the hotel. We're sitting down by the pool, and it's really cool, and our waiter's really cool. And we're looking at the menu.
Comes to find out that they share the same menu, so they didn't have too much stuff at Trader Vic's, so it was pretty much you're ordering off Circa 55 unless you just wanted entrees.
And we're like, oh no, we don't want to be those little white punks that sit there and buy, the cheap $12 to $15 entrees or appetizers. Like, that's A, not going to be filling, but B, we're going to look poor. And we are poor, but that's not the message we wanted to convey to others.
We had a lot of bread. I thought I had ordered this huge dish that could feed 5 people, and it ended up being like this tiny-ass plate. I was so pissed off when I got it, too.
How you doing, Sam?
We're done.
No, we're not.
You're done. You're done.
This documentary's still going, Sam.
That's the main trigger.
Despite your lack of cooperation.
Sam was kind of freaking out there, it seemed like, and I was out, smoking a cigarette and everything. I was enjoying myself, it was nice. It was a nice day out, or a nice night, and he was kind of worried about how everything's going to turn out, make sure that we portrayed everybody correctly.
Sam was unusually, anxious about the project. It's like, what we're doing is something that, most other people wouldn't even leave their house for, or they wouldn't care about, If it turns out great, then awesome, it could mean something else for us. And if it doesn't do anything, who cares? We put forth more effort than most anyone in the world would put forth, spontaneously like this. So don't worry about it, it'll be fine.
It was the end of the trip. I think I was a little bit more stressed out about the finances than I was about the actual film, because I went home and I looked at how much money was left, and I was like, oh my God.
We're all calm. You should be calm too. So kind of calmed him down, even though he took one of my spare ribs.
This
it's like,
is
wait a
the
minute, this plot element just
cable
kinda fails.
mess.
Start over.
Cable
Start
mess.
Over.
Private property, bitch. Well, I was kind of dreading the drive back, because I kind of figured that, wow, these guys didn't sleep at all on the way up here. Probably not going to sleep at all on the way back. So I'm going to be in it for the long haul. And it's going to take us an extra couple hours since we're driving a different way to go see Nick's parents. So I was kind of not wanting to drive. So I didn't want to leave the hotel. And I was still kind of tired because it was kind of morning that we woke up to get ready to go.
We decided to take Tom Hanks's advice and at least go to In-N-Out Burger once.
Because everyone had told me in previous years, like, you need to go visit In-N-Out, and we never went to In-N-Out. So lunch, In-N-Out, awesome. And the thing is stupid packed. The thing is stupid packed.
There's no way we're going inside because there's no spots, and I'm pretty sure it was packed inside. So we drive down the street, and we park, and we're like, well, there's another In-N-Out Burger, a couple miles away. Do you want to go? And Nick was like, it's probably going to be the same everywhere. So I was like, yeah, you're probably right. So we flipped a U, came back, and waited in line for 30 minutes just to get some burgers. But they were really tasty burgers.
But then again, Sam being the thief that he is, I didn't necessarily get very good impressions from it.
Cody got a cheeseburger, and he got pissed off that I ate it. I was like, here you go, Cody. Here's this huge fucking burger. You can have this. And he's like, I'm still pissed off. And I'm like, whatever. Take it, bitch.
In-N-Out Burger wasn't, it was kind of a subpar burger joint for me.
And by the way, the In-N-Out was really good.
I mean, you would expect that in the middle of the day there would be no traffic, but there was traffic. But luckily, I had the smarts to cut over to the Diamond Lane. So we were kind of flying down the Diamond Lane like, bye, to everybody else that wasn't in the Diamond Lane. And so we kind of got out of there. It wasn't as bad as coming in, but it was still really busy even in the middle of the day, which was extremely crazy.
We're leaving the Los Angeles area, and the Los Angeles area spreads forever east. Like it almost never ends. It's so big. And after you start seeing all these buildings in the urban center still, they have it's basically just desert, cacti, cliffs, everything. It's like this, and it started getting really hot.
We were driving, and it's freaking hot outside, and it was coming up, you just see everybody's just stopped, and you're just like, shit, what's going on?
And they tell us it's an accident. And we're like, no way. So we're sitting there for 45 minutes watching this thing. We're slowly putzing along.
For some reason, they had cordoned off a full, I want to say, 3/4 of a mile to a mile of highway for no particular reason. All we knew was that there were cops that were telling us to take a detour.
And as we're passing by the highway, looking back at it, there's absolutely no accident on the highway. We have no idea what's going on.
So, kind of like, this is very suspicious, U.S. Marshal out there.
Once you hit Arizona, it starts getting like really rocky, really windy for a bit, but then it just becomes this like straight line. It was basically a straight shot through to Phoenix. We actually went to Phoenix because that's where my parents lived. My parents had to basically relocate because of my mom's job. So we got to their place. It was about 9 o'clock at night, which was a few hours later than I was expecting. I naively thought if we left at 10 from the hotel, we would be there at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. There was no way like that was gonna happen. Oops.
Hi.
Hey, I just took Rand to work.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
When does he work?
8 to midnight. They're here.
Oh,
Did you finally get here?
we finally got here. How you doing?
Good.
Hello. Say hi.
Did I sign a release for this?
You will.
I will.
Yes, you will.
Well, anyone want to take a quick ride around the block?
Yes. Let's see it.
A much smaller, more convenient door on the side there.
It's a secret door. Just like Batman's guy. Except you don't have to jump upon. That's true.
It would be more dramatic that way,
Yeah,
I'm ready for that. Yeah, that's cool.
And there he goes, off to the sunset, never to be seen again. I should? No, I think Sam should. Yeah, Sam, get on there. Here, there you go.
Yeah, everybody rode on Nick's dad's motorcycle in a sidecar, but I kind of wimped out. I'm a little afraid of motorcycles, and so kind of pussied out of that one.
What's up?
I have some presents for you. We need to go to your computer.
Let's do it.
I figured you'd have it here.
Well, yeah, he doesn't use that a lot. See, nice we can play World of Warcraft and see what's
Right
going
next
on
to
in
each
Chester.
That's some real teamwork going on right there.
I just spent about 600 gold getting my tailoring in today, so I can get my flying carpet.
Yes, I
That's
do.
the mini.
That's mini too.
No.
Yes,
this
it
is this is
very
old.
mini. No, that's standard. Everything uses that.
Don't argue with your father, Nick. That's why this cable just fell out of a fairy's pocket, right?
You weren't gonna say
Hang on,
pocket.
All right, Mom. I left them on the desktop here.
Sweet.
But
Can I open them?
yes, you can. My mom had commissioned me to go down to the Hollywood Walk of Fame because she wanted a picture of the star for Ricardo Montalban.
Sam was kind of like, man, I really don't want to go in here, go out walking trying to find these stars. And I was like, it's kind of not a bad idea.
We did this like little maneuver where Nick and Cody kind of jumped out of the SUV.
Agent Cody, are you ready to deploy?
No.
Excellent. And I'm thinking it's going to be the struggle to find it, but no, it's like the first thing we see.
There it is.
Oh, how sweet! Do I see drool marks on there?
It didn't have enough time. It was literally...
Is that a crack?
Yeah.
You guys didn't take a little spackling and
Mom,
take
we're
care
on a
of
budget
that?
here.
Jeez, little Bondo would have worked too.
Do you wish to erase all data? Yes.
Yeah.
Prepared for that one.
Yeah. Taking another one?
Yeah,
It's
smile.
really bright.
I know, just don't look.
Well, driving back, it was just like, holy crap, look how many hours we have left. Like 9 hours left to get back to the Springs. So we're just driving, and I'm just getting extremely tired. And I was like, look, we're stopping at a hotel.
So we pull over for the night in New Mexico, Gallup, New Mexico, at this Red Roof Inn. It's like, the longer we could stay, the better. This is so cool. I want to sleep.
And I thought everyone was going to fight me, be like, no! And everybody's like, I'm down for that. We're walking out, and Cody had given Irving my number because I guess their phones weren't reliable. So Irving tried calling me first, and it was so loud in the place, so I didn't hear my phone ring. And I couldn't feel it vibrating because we're just walking around so much.
Irving Durr is so awesome to even want to talk to us at this point because we have screwed the pooch so many times. There's no way I would ever talk to a company that was like this totally dilapidated communication-wise. Like, ew.
Irving had finally called us up and was like, come on back, guys, go ahead and get you set up with an interview.
We eventually get penciled in for 11:45.
And so we walked back behind the stage of G4 and everything, got to see a little bit more behind the scenes, little sound booth guys and everything like that.
We don't even know who we're going to talk to yet. But eventually Irving comes along and is like, yeah, here we go. And Blair Herter comes up and we get our interview with him.
This will be my, I guess, the 6th one as an industry professional. The first one I did, I guess it's so long now, it doesn't matter. One time I stole an NVIDIA badge. I was bartending at a bar, and they were all out here, and one of the girls left their badges on the table, and I was like, what up, yoink, going to E3. So, yeah, 6 years legally, I guess I should say.
Blair, how many times have you been out here?
Unfortunately, this is going to age me, but this will be my 7th E3 as a grown-up.
So what is it like when you tell your friends, yeah, I'm going to that E3 thing? Do you get a lot? We've been going around town, and it's like, E3, what's that?
No, all my friends are massive nerds, dude. So my friends are like, they have one of two reactions, and I'm sorry, Irving, I'll apologize to our PR guy right now. My friends are either masturbating when I tell them that, out of excitement, or offering up certain favors to get here themselves. Dude, I'm so sorry that I was late again.
No, it's totally cool. Thank you for the questions.
Absolutely, dude.
Did you get this?
Cody's in the restroom.
Okay.
So how's your rest?
It's
I
good.
talked about ghosts and haunted houses and shit. That was cool.
It kind of sucked driving back in the Springs, actually, because it's just like, oh shit, trip's officially over.
The vacation's now over. I have to work tomorrow.
Why couldn't this trip be longer? So much stuff happened in those 2 to 3 days with networking, with like corporate people and interviewing and having fun. It's like those were probably some of the best 3 days that I've had in a long time. And then it's like, we're going back to work.
Yes, anyone who's a gamer who has ever loved games should definitely head out to E3 at some point in their natural lives.
So E3 is definitely an experience that you gotta do firsthand. I mean, if you don't, just watching it is good to just see it. But until you're actually there, playing the games, seeing everything that's coming out, talking to the people that make the games, talking to the people that are selling the games to you, talking to Microsoft, Ubisoft, Square Enix, Activision, all those people, then you've never experienced anything great. It's completely different than seeing it on TV.
It's the best E3 trip I've ever had. And it was really nice, especially in this economy and the wages that we have. Instead of just another staycation for a week, sleeping in for an extra couple hours each day and doing nothing but surfing the web, just to get out of the house, go cross country with some friends and see, all these really cool new games and shoot some footage, that was totally worth it.
That was pretty much it.